everybody, and welcome. Oh my goodness, welcome to our 2021 fall equinox Mabon, depending on how you pronounce it, to our ceremony honoring the harvest. Whew. I'm gonna tell you what. I have a little bit of that wilderness in me tonight. I have a little of that Artemis in me tonight. We have to celebrate this. We have to celebrate this. You know, like this is like not an easy time in my life, and it probably isn't in yours either, and yet we have to crawl to each other. We do. We have to put on a fancy dress tonight, and we have to say, we made it. We did it. Like, look at me in the eye and say, we did it. You and me. We did it. Did it. We did it. We did the hard work of this year. So my dress is kind of sexy and naughty because it's got all these like little side pockets and things, and it flies open unintentionally, which is kind of exciting. But anyway, hello, and we did it, and welcome to the fall equinox, everybody. We did it. We did it. You did it. We did it. I did it. We did it together. And aren't you happy? It's here. Mystic Butterfly is celebrating her grandson today. Yes, you are. Of course you are. Your grandson's here. What else are you celebrating? Give it to me. What are your harvests? What are you harvesting? I'm harvesting a new book that I'm bringing through to the world. That's my harvest this year. It's not being written right now, but it's being sorted out. What? Come on, come on, come on. Give it to me. What are you harvesting? I harvested Team SG still doing what we do after 2 years of a pandemic. Yay! Right? I feel like we need a, I don't have my bell with me tonight, but we need like a, what am I going to do for us? How do we do this, Alexis? We did it! You're harvesting, you're remodeling, you're enjoying life, you're celebrating wedding anniversaries and partnership anniversaries, a new job today, freedom, sound baths, a new home. You did it! You flipping did it. A baby, right? How many new babies do we have? Bring me all the new babies, because I can't do babies anymore. I'm not able to make babies anymore. And I'm not old enough yet for grandchildren because my kids are not old enough yet. So I'm in between those stages. So bring me new babies, bring me career shifts, bring me promotions. I want to hear about your plants. I want to hear about your garden. I want to hear about your joy, your hard work paying off, your new job. Oh my gosh, look! New flower gardens. Isn't this beautiful? This is so good. Bring it, bring it, bring it. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at the feed. Gifts and jobs and kids and family and love and new beginnings and manifestations and expansions and possibilities and all of that. You are making it happen. Right? So the reason I have my rain stick out, and you can do a rain disc or a rain stick or whatever feels good to you, the reason is we are changing tonight from in the northern hemisphere above the equator. Okay, and I say that because we are a global community. How many of you are under the equator? South America, New Zealand, Australia. So I want to be mindful too. Above the equator, we are changing from summer to fall today. Summer's over, but fall has begun. Below the equator, we're changing from winter to spring. So we're going from darkness to light and from light to darkness. We're doing kind of the flippy-floppy energies, right? Tiffany's in Hawaii, so you're kind of riding the borderlands, although you're still in the northern hemisphere, that's right. Anybody south of the equator? We have quite a few of our friends and family members in the southern hemisphere. So we just want to acknowledge you too, that you're doing that transition from winter to spring, and that's really beautiful and sacred too. So you're making that change and that shift, right? Now, what I want to tell you is, because Kim Lofgren said, I'm still manifesting, not quite harvesting yet. So, and Kim mentions that, and I'm really grateful because you have one more harvest in the northern hemisphere on October 31st. And then we change the whole energy toward gathering and completion, right? So starting October 31st into November 1st, and we have tools for Salmon for the last harvest at sagegoddess.com today. I'll talk to you about them at the end of our ceremony tonight. That will be the final harvest. So you can continue gathering and calling in and gathering and calling in and gathering and calling in until October 31st, and then the energy is complete for this year. Although in the south, in the southern hemisphere, they're just beginning to call in now. Now it's, March and April and May, that the usual energies we have for spring in the northern hemisphere are transferring to the south. So everything we think about growing and planting and fertilizing and expanding and all of that will transfer all of that energy to you guys in the southern hemisphere, while we focus on intentions for what we want to create next year. When I see you next time for a high holiday, it will be on November 1st, and we will be talking about the new year, because that's the Celtic New Year. So that's when we're going to be really focusing on, so what do we want to create in 2022? Have you thought about this? What do you want to create in 2022? And I know it might sound weird to ask you that on September 22nd, 2021, except we start to plant the seeds now. What is it that you are placing into the earth now that's going to come and grow and come and bloom and come and expand for you? 6 months, 12 months from now, what's going to be coming up for you? All of that is being planted now. So I want you to take a moment, really right this second, and ask yourself, as I give thanks for my harvest tonight, what am I actually also planting for 2022? If it had to be one word, can we play tonight? What's the one word? Is it home, love, money, success, career, whatever it is? What's your one word, children, for 2022? And think of that word as a seed that you're going to plant tonight. That's going to, at the end of the harvest, it's going to start to grow for you. It's going to take root for you in November and December and January. It's going to push its roots all the way down into the earth. And in February or March, you're going to see a little bit of green coming up from the earth, right? And you're going to look at that green and you're going to go, That's my home, that's my business, that's my family, that's what I planted with her last September. And now I can see that little bit of green is starting to come, right? Soulmates and abundance and prosperity and peace and bravery and home. And then look at the feed. Love, love, love. Home, home, home. Right? Success, bliss, ease, vehicle, abundance, dance, joyfulness, success, beauty, unconditional love, joy, direction, happiness, 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 harmony, health. Without health, the rest of it doesn't matter, right? So health, 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 money, 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 love, business, soulmate. It's fun to be with you year after year because I watch you. I really do. I'm starting to become a little bit more of an elder, and so I get to watch you now. And each year I watch you go from focusing on family to focusing on love to focusing on abundance to focusing on partnership. And I see each year as you plant a new seed and the new seed grows. And the next year you plant a seed and the new seed grows. And I'm kind of, Jan Wig in her comment said world peace. As I get older, I love planting seeds for myself and my kids and my loved ones. But I also, as I get older, realize that I want to leave this world so beautiful for my grandchildren, So I start thinking about global peace, global health, global strength, global partnership, global communication. Like I'm setting these intentions too, even though I have very personal things, I'm starting to also plant these seeds of like, I want my kids to grow up in a global community. That's what's made my life really rich, are the people I know outside of where I live, in other countries, who speak other languages, who do other things. And they remind me of how big and beautiful this world is. And I want my kids to have those opportunities to know people outside of where they live and who speak other languages and have other cultures and traditions, because that's the richness of my life. So, adding in those global visions is also really beautiful, because that's what makes life so incredibly special. And who knows, maybe your soulmate's coming from some other place, another timeline, right? Isn't that exciting too? So anyway, those are beautiful, and I celebrate you. I really do. In all the ways that you're thinking, because our thinking can be individual for us personally, and our thinking can be global. What does the planet need? What does the collective need? What's my role in that? How do I create global peace? How do I facilitate unity, consciousness, right? Like, what's my place in that? And that's both individual and collective. And there's no one easy answer to that, because it's a process, right? But I love that idea that we're all connected and we can see each other. And as I wish for my health, I wish for your health. As I wish for my abundance, I wish for your abundance, right? As I wish for my expansion, I wish for your expansion, so that we're all doing this work together. That feels good to me too. So here's you. You're here. And I'm clearing your little energy field right here. So if you don't have any sage or any herbs to burn tonight, just receive this from me, from my heart, as a gift. And take a nice deep breath in. And exhale completely, letting every breath move through you. And then over the tools too. So our tools for tonight, I'm going to show you for our incredible fall equinox ceremony that I'm so excited about. We are working with our Rewild candle. And I'll show you, I'm going to bring that in just a second. We have our Rewild perfume, which is a blend. If my camera will do the thing, Come closer. There we go. Be wild, which is a blend of orange blossom, lemon, oak moss, and amber. Super beautiful. And Boronia flower from Australia, which is all about reconnecting you with your deepest, natural, eternal self. And then we have the feather tonight. We have these printed with the triple moon for you, which is the 3 phases of life, right? Maiden, mother, and crone. You've got a piece of sari ribbon or sari silk. We're going to make a little prayer tie tonight and make you a little feather fan that you can use. And then you have your stones for tonight. And these are the 7 stones of the harvest. Are you ready? And so these are the ones I recommend for you. If you don't have these stones, there's lots of alternatives to work with, but these are the ones that I recommend for you. This is zebra jasper, which is about, activating the wild woman in you or the wild person in you. The part of you that's tame and the part of you that still lives in the wilderness and can't be tamed because you're too wild, too free, right? And then kyanite. This is a kyanite wand. And this has some black tourmaline in it too. See the black spots right here and right here? Blue kyanite is about aligning and balancing the chakras, and black tourmaline is about protection. And then the next stone is Presley Bluestone. This comes from Wales. Isn't that beautiful? And Presley Bluestone is the stone that the Stonehenge formation in England is actually made out of. And then one of the biggest mysteries in our history, you guys, is how did they get the Presley Bluestone from Wales to Stonehenge? If you look at the map of the United Kingdom, it's virtually impossible. So this is one of those stones where it's like, really? This stone comes from Wales, but all of Stonehenge is made out of it. There's some Discovery Channel programs, I've watched them. It's interesting, but it still suggests that we would need some alien interventions to bring Presley Bluestone from Wales to Stonehenge. So that's there for you. Zebra jasper, which is all about protection during journey. And we're going to journey just a little bit tonight. I want to take you on a journey, so I'm going to drum for you tonight a little bit. Moss agate, which reminds you there's always a silver lining to your struggles. You know what I mean? No matter where you are and how hard it is, you have to know that part of what you're going through as a human is the great mystery. And more will be revealed to you. And so stay optimistic is the medicine of moss agate. And then the last stone is sapphire from Afghanistan. This is the most important stone to me in my spiritual work. I always have sapphires on. This ring is sapphire, that bracelet is sapphire, this stone is sapphire. I always have sapphires on, and it's because it's the teacher stone. It teaches you what you need to know about this life to move through it with ease and grace. And so sapphire is important for tonight too. And that's one of the stones that we're working with for Artemis. So tonight we're going to anoint these stones together, place them in your medicine bag, and then this is a medicine bag you can wear as a necklace. You can just keep the stones together. If you're a healer, whenever you go and work with people, you should take this medicine bag with you and place those stones around their bed or around them. You can grid people, places, and spaces. And so these are powerful tools. We're also going to be charging and blessing tonight the 2 rose quartz pendants that came in your kit. One is for you and one is for a friend. And this is the stone of infinite beauty, infinite wildness, infinite expansion. And so we sent you 2, and the reason is you're supposed to keep one and wear one, and then you're supposed to send one to someone that you know or someone that you love so that they can participate in your magic and your ceremony too. Is it going to show up? There you go. See that? Isn't that beautiful? It's like Cupid's arrow, but it's placed on an infinity symbol. You got in your kit, you got 2 of those that you would keep one and send one to a friend or someone you love. Yeah. So those are all of your tools for tonight. And then I gave you a door hanger. I put this on my bedroom door already. When you put this on your bedroom door, it sends a message to your family. You don't have to put it on your bedroom door, but I did because I thought, you know what? My family better know. Animals are totally welcome in my bedroom. I'm more scared of the humans. In my experience, the animals are more friendly. They're definitely softer, and they understand boundaries better. It's the humans in my life who often have to be taught about boundaries. So that's all the tools in our kit tonight. And we're going to get through all of that together as we go through our ceremony. Okay, how are you guys feeling? Are you ready? I'm so glad. I'm glad you're excited too. I feel like since a child I've trusted animals more. I don't know. But there's part of me that's definitely feline and has always known it. And even my husband would tell you that's true. So I'm going to take my feather. This is the first step. Oh, I didn't mention the cradle of humankind. It slipped behind me. Thank you for that. There is your final stone, which is cradle of humankind. And I'll tell you more about this when we put it in the medicine bag. It slipped off of my little fabric there. So Sheila, thank you for that, because I totally forgot to mention that stone, and it's one of the most important in your kit. So calling in clearing for you, for me, sending this all the way around us, behind us, in front of us. Through my hands. Okay. So we are ready. Yeah, the last one was cradle of humankind. And I'll teach you about it in just a second when we get to it. Okay, so tonight, our ceremony, I want to ground you in what tonight is all about. And I want to thank you all for being here. It's really exciting to have you here and to do this ceremony with you. Tonight is the turn of the season, as we mentioned already, from summer to fall. But tonight turns not just the season, it turns the element from fire to water. And I spent some time with my students today explaining what this means, but I want to explain it to you briefly too, because this is a big transition. And when we turn from fire to water, we turn from anger to grief. We turn from power to softness. We turn from yelling to weeping. This is a big transition in your energy tonight. And that's one of the most important things I want you to know. That the turn from summer to fall isn't just about the temperatures getting a little lower and the nights being a little bit, sharper in terms of temperature, and you can't stay out as long and it's not light as long. A lot of the videos I see on YouTube focus on these things. But the deeper energy of it is, it's time to feel now. Tonight, and I don't want to put pressure on you, but tonight is the night to look and say, did I achieve the goals of this year? Did I hit those milestones I had set for myself? When you think about 2021, and I know this whole last 2 years has been a lot of dreams deferred, right? And of course it's still hot in California, right? Because we have a late summer. So sometimes it stays warm here until November, but the turn of season still happens tonight. It's still autumn. And so tonight is the night to say, or ask yourself, did I complete my work for this year? Each year of your life is precious. right? How many years do we have in a life? It's different for everyone, right? But at most we have maybe 90 or 100 of them, right? And so how many autumns do you get? How many fall equinoxes do you get when you can say, did I complete the work? And tonight the question is, if you have not finished, okay, the work of the year, you have until October 31st. Tonight is September 22nd. We have 5 weeks. So tonight I come to you as your double fire sister at the second harvest. Tonight's the second of 3 harvests to tell you have 5 weeks left to work this year. The big push, the big manifestation, the big evolution. After that, everything rests. Nature rests, the temperatures drop, especially at night, right? The weather shifts, the consciousness shifts. And so I want you to just close your eyes for a moment and ask yourself, what is the work that you have yet to complete this year that really matters to you? I'm going to do it too, okay? So let's just take a moment with a nice deep inhale and a really settled exhale. What is the work of this year that remains for you? You still have time. This isn't the final harvest, right? So I want you to leave tonight's ceremony feeling like, all right, I've been given my marching orders. What I want to complete this year, I have 5 weeks left after tonight. So I'm going to take the warmth of the season, I'm going to take the scents and smells and the feels of this ceremony, I'm going to take the lunar energy that's behind me, right? Because we've got a waning moon right now, but we'll have a waxing moon soon. We have one more new moon in this cycle, and I'm going to take all of that energy, I'm going to point it, I'm going to direct it toward these final projects and ideas and desires I have. And then what I'm going to tell you is, on October 31st, we're gathering November 1st for Salmon ceremony. What I'm going to tell you that night is not the finish. That's the close of this year. But it's the beginning of the next. And then we're going to start with, what are we planting, right? What are we creating? What are we intending? What are we sowing? What are we trying to capture in 2022 that we didn't capture in 2021 for 1,000 different reasons? And so we're going to switch gears on November 1st from reaping, right, and harvesting to sowing and planting and intending and manifesting and all of that, aligned to the energy of a new moon and a waxing moon. Does that make sense? So this is our last moment in this particular space where we can say, what is it? What is it we need to harvest or gather or collect? Yeah. What is it for you? And if we do, my advice to you will always be follow nature, because if you follow nature, you'll never feel behind. You'll always feel like you're right on time. And you'll never feel like, oh, I wish I had known that this was the season for this, because nature's showing you. Her leaves are falling. Her colors are changing. She doesn't look as vibrant, right, as she did in June. She can't. It's not because you're not feeding her enough, and it's not because you're not watering her enough. It's because she's tired. She's given you what she has to give you. And so for this year, it has to be now just gratitude. Thank you. Look at all the beauty you've brought me. I'm looking at sunset right now outside my window at 6:30. Like, thank you for all you brought me. And now let me help you. Let me take the fruit off your trees and the grapes off your vines. And let me bring all of this in so I can help you rest, right? This is how we help nature in her process too. Super beautiful. I'm glad you guys are resonating with it too. So let's turn the camera and let's light our candle together. Okay. So when I do my candles, my beeswax candles, I'm just going to show you. Underneath there's a wick. Do you see it? If you can't fully pull it out, it's okay. You don't have to pull it all the way out. I'm just particular about it. See that? So you light that with a lighter that works. Hold on. There we go. And then you drip the wax onto a kind of a heat-proof surface, okay? And it's gonna drip, 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 drip. You see that happening? It's kind of out of the butt of the candle. And then you set your candle into a heat-proof surface, and it creates a real stick, right? So then the candle is stable. You see what I mean? Like it kind of glues it down. A lot of people don't know this with the beeswax candles, and then I leave them in their container until they're already all the way burned through. So it looks like that. Secret tips that are helpful for you in your beeswax candle burning process. Okay, then I light it, and you don't have to worry about it tipping over because it's not going to go anywhere. And that way your table cover is safe, or your, whatever the finish of your wood is safe. These are little copper bowls. We have these on sagegoddess.com for a while, but you can find them on Amazon too, and it's real helpful for your perfumes. So that's my best suggestion for you for how to keep your candle burning, but in a safe position. It looks kind of tilty right now, but that's because my table's not straight, but it actually is really straight. Yeah. I'm so glad you like it. That's helpful, right? They will come, Daphne Weaver. You don't have to worry. It's what I've learned is it's the intention that gets set. Nothing was built in a day. There was a meme like eons ago on Facebook, and it said, don't compare your chapter 10 to somebody's introduction to their chapter 1. And I mean, we look at other people's chapter 10 and we go, oh, I should be here, or I should have all these people, or I should be, making this much money, or I should be doing these things. And it's like, but you're on chapter 1, they're on chapter 10, right? Like, don't compare it, I think the beauty of social media is it allows us to find each other and connect. I think the harm of social media is that we compare ourselves to other people. And it's really hard to do that. I used to tell my undergraduate students, don't compare yourself to somebody who's finishing their PhD. You're in a different program, right? Like if you compare yourself to them, you're going to feel like you're behind. So anyway, I think that's a really important message to remember too, is that you can't compare where you are today to where other people are at the kind of the end of their career. The paper on the candle, let me explain this. So when you first burn your candle, like tonight, I don't have to worry about the paper. The second time I burn my candle is when I take the label off, okay? Your labels are glued on. If you use a knife through here, you can cut the label off. And what I do is I frame this. So I cut this off and I frame it when I'm done, and I sit it next to my candle while the candle burns. Does that make sense? Because this is kind of an art piece, and you can cut this out to be like a 3x5 is my size that I do. I have a little 3x5 frame, and so you can take this off and frame it, and then burn the candle down and keep the frame of the artwork next to it. The first time you burn it, it's not going to reach down to the paper if you just burn it for ceremony. But the second time it might. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Now, what I want to do with you, now that we've got our candle lit, is I want to anoint and open our circle. So your perfume tonight, which is Rewild, is Baronia flower, which is for uplifting you, calming you, calling you in to present time. It's also got it's an infusion of other oils. Orange blossom for optimism and faith. It has oak moss to ground you and cedar to protect you. And so all these are together in Rewild, which honors Artemis. So we're going to put a little bit on our third eye for Artemis's way of knowing, a little bit at our wrist for what we do, and then a touch at our ankles for where we go. Yeah, enjoy your journey. This is your journey. However you do it, wherever you do it, it's going to be perfect for you, you know? That feels good, doesn't it? Just kind of soften and roll your shoulders back. I'm going to call in our guides for the directions tonight for our ceremony. Oh, Druidess is good for tonight too. I like that, Amber. Baronia, Karen lives in Australia, and she said that Baronia is in bloom here, and where she lives, and it's one of her favorite scents. I wish I could smell that. I've never smelled it growing in the garden. So the oil Karen is the closest thing we have to Baronia. Woo! You guys ready? So let's call in the guides and guardians of the East tonight. The guardians of new beginnings. To start a new season. To start a season of awareness. Intuition, releasing, surrendering, right? Opening all of that. And let's call in the guides and the guardians of the South. Element of fire. To help us burn with passion, desire. Everything we need, everything we want. In the season of healing. And calling in the guides and the guardians of the West. Tonight's your direction, your element. Calling in water energy, cleansing, purification. And the guardians of the North, calling you in for grounding, for stability. We're working with Artemis tonight. She is so aligned to the North. With her bow and arrow, she's releasing those arrows with precision, aiming in the direction of her dreams. Isn't Artemis north to you? She reminds us we're turning the wheel toward autumn tonight, but soon we'll head toward winter, right? Sending so much love to those of you in the feed who are experiencing loss. I see you. I know where you are. I see you. Yeah. Stay here. There's beauty in this moment. Right? Grief has taught me that. You have to look for beauty where it is. In this moment, where you are. It's beautiful. I see you. Do you like it? I can share my drum source with you later. I have favorites. It's not right for right now, but I'll share it on our event page. Just for now. Really take this moment. Do you see me? I see you. Just be here. Be here in your joy. Be here in your sorrow. It's the equinox. It's the only night of balance, you guys. Hear me on this. We don't get balance. Yes and no. Masculine and feminine. United. Life and death. United. What else you got? Seriously. That's right, you matter. You're everything. You're everything. You couldn't matter more than you do. What are you uniting tonight? Up and down. United. As above, so below. United. That's right. Thank you, Govinda. That's right. Lovely. The here and the there. United. Light and dark. United. Seen and unseen. United. The calm, the chaos. United. The naughty, yeah, that's right, Cindy. The naughty and the nice. United. Neighbors, community. United. Friends and foes. United. What I love and what I fear. United. Yin, thank you. And yang. United. Courage and stillness. Thank you, Alexandra. Rain and sun. Rich and poor. Lack and abundance. United. Sad and glad. United. Cats and dogs. Woo! Beauty and cruelty. United. Ebb and flow. United. Fire and earth. United. Water and air. United. Work and play. Woo! United. Thank God. Rejection and acceptance. United. Giving, receiving. United. Moon, woo, and sun. United. Thank you, cousin crew. Ready? Family and family. United. Isn't this good? Injustice and justice. United. I'm going to say it. You may not like it. Ready? Republicans and Democrats. United. I'm neither, so I'm not on either side, but you get what I mean. Right? New and old. United. Laughter and tears. United. That's right. Easy. That's right, Jeanette. And hard. United. So Sylvester, Tweety, United. My favorite is Snoopy. Ready? How many of you grew up in the 70s and 80s? Snoopy and Woodstock. United. That's right. Politics and people. United. Shooters and cooters. United. Good Lord. Woo! Right? Don't let anything divide you. Vaccinated and unfucking vaccinated. United. I said it. We have to come together. We have to come together, or what else will happen? At some point, our unity is our magic, and we will remember. I said it. What matters most when we leave this planet is how we treat each other. What matters when we leave this place is how we treated each other. And very little else. Think about it. Will anything else matter to you one day other than how you treated the people you loved? It won't matter. It won't matter to you. Now, where did I put my perfume? Where's my rewild? Oh, there it is. That's what you're going to think about at the end. Were you fair? Were you kind? That's what's going to bother you at the end. Nothing else. Just something to think about. I'll tell you something. I'm leaving the portal of where my mom passed away, and I'm coming back fully into like the world of the living. And the one thing that makes me sad about that is that I'm going to forget these really important lessons. So I'm doing a lot of writing right now. I'm not going to share what I'm writing because it's not important for everybody. But I'm so clear about what matters that I'm writing all this down so I don't forget it. So I don't go back to the busyness of human life and go, oh, this matters and that matters and this matters and that matters, and I don't forget, like, actually, the only thing that's going to matter is how I treated people and how they treated me. That's all that's going to matter. So you are helping me remember. Okay. So I want you to put all kinds of perfume on your wrist. don't care what you use. If you have your rewilding, that's great to use. I'm going to use a little bit of my fall perfume that I blended with my Soul Shift community on my wrist too. You know, just something good and pure that resonates with you and makes you feel connected is what you need. Right? It's true, Shannon. I mean, I think you're all really correct. But it's good for us to say it to each other, you know? I look a lot on YouTube. I look around for wisdom. I really do. And I find people's vision right now is about that big. It's very small. And I keep looking for people whose vision is a little bit bigger to like what really matters. Because we have to stay anchored in what really matters, not in of this one human life, because it's very small. And this life is important, but it's not everything. We have to remember, we have to macro out, right? It's very important. So I rubbed my feather in my wrist of all my different perfumes that I have, whatever you have that works for you. And then I want you to take your ribbon. And I just draped it over my feather. If you don't have my feather from the kit, you can use a different feather and a different ribbon, it doesn't matter. But I want you to bring the ribbon down, okay? And we're gonna do 2 prayer ties on this. One is for everything before this harvest. Everything you're ready to leave behind you. It's a big question. What are you leaving behind? And are you ready to tie it? And so with this tie, we leave behind what must stay in the past. Ready? That's the past. And now, if you want to add any more oils, you can. Just across the surface of the ribbon and the feather. This next tie is for what you are calling in from this day forward. So I love it. Our rain is leaving behind doubt. What are you leaving behind? I'm leaving behind fear, sorrow, hesitation, anxiety. And with this next tie, I am calling in. I am receiving. So what are you calling in from this harvest? I'm calling in abundance, possibility, beauty. What are you bringing in? Joy. And with that second tie, okay, I want you to come around and I want you to tie either a knot or a bow. It's up to you. What you're leaving behind, what you're bringing in. And as you tie this bow, you are creating 2 loops, right? One is what is behind you, and the other is what is ahead of you. And that's how this becomes really almost a talisman of the 2 halves of the year, right? This is balance, light and shadow. What are you leaving behind? What are you welcoming in? What are you releasing? What are you embracing? And so I want you to take this feather over you now from the crown chakra over the 3rd eye, over the throat, and the heart, over the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. We gotta go all the way down, baby, to do it. And a deep breath there. And back up. Over the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat. Right the way back up to the third eye, the crown. And so this feather is initiated as your tool to work with when you burn your sacred herbs, to fan the smoke, to bring it to you, to pass it to others, to anoint, to bless, to clear energy. Feathers are really good for clearing energy that's stuck. It's like a rattle. And so this is now a consecrated tool for you. And now the last part of our ceremony, we come over to our medicine bag. And Artemis herself blesses this part of our ceremony together. So I'm going to take my refilled blend and I'm going to anoint and place my stones in my medicine bag. So this is my zebra jasper for rewilding my inner feminine, for rewilding my my stone of balance, my stone of alignment, my blue kyanite, for aligning and rewilding all of my chakras and into my medicine bag, of rewilding my ancestry with Presley bluestone, and rewilding all the mysteries of this incredible planet, of rewilding my sacred journeys with spirit and my shamanic experiences with spirit, of rewilding my silver linings, all those times in life where things don't go my way, and seeing that even those challenges are blessings, of rewilding my wisdom with sapphire, so that everything I know is connected to my inner primal knowing, and rewilding my ancestry with our cradle of humankind. This stone comes from a place in South Africa called the Cradle of Humankind, and it actually has human remains in it. It's one of the oldest mines on the planet, and it's quartz with other minerals and actual human bones in the matrix. And so this is actually connecting with the ancestors of the planet. And then I'm going to rewild my love, and you can trace the infinity symbol here. And this is for me. I'm rewilding my love. And then I'm rewilding my love for another. I have someone in mind to give this to. And so I'm intending, I'm going to give mine onto our event page. And I'm going to summon the spirit who needs to receive this. And I believe it's someone who's live right now. So if you have a moment tonight, go over to the event page and say yes, and I'm going to gift mine away tomorrow. Because I know it's somebody who's here right now, who's live. That's my intuition. And I'm going to gift this to one of you as my friend who needs some rewilding in your life too. So if you're seeing this, head over to the event page later. I'm going to take a picture and post it there, and I'm going to send this tomorrow to the one of you who comes and answers that call. And then mine, and so ours are partner stones. I'm going to connect them right now. And then I'm going to keep mine in my medicine bag, and I'm going to send you yours. I know. And Team SG will post the event page link for you so that you can go and receive that. Now for my part, I do like to work with wax sometimes, and I was feeling called to just take a little drop of the beeswax onto my pendant tonight. It went onto my cloth too, that's all right. And to anoint, I was also feeling called to anoint for the energy of it, for my medicine bag, because tonight's ceremony is very important. So that will be my medicine bag. And then when I wear this piece, it will have the wax from tonight's ceremony there too. That felt very important, that it would be near to my heart, the wax from tonight. Okay. Ooh. The wax is sweet. And the smell is beautiful. You're rewilding. Yay, Barbara! Rewilding is very important. Remember, you were wild once. Don't let them tame you. That's the mantra, right? You are wild. Somebody told you to behave yourself and sit down, and you need to tell them, I'm not going to behave myself and I'm not going to sit down. I was wild once, and you can't tame me. And that's been my mantra pretty much my whole adult life. That's really sweet. This is the one I'm going to send tomorrow. Just holding it to my heart for a second. Feels right. Yeah, that feels good. Okay. Now, if you have your medicine bag and you would like to, what you can do is tighten your medicine bag, and the intention is that you will wear your crystals. Just like that. When you go into ceremony, when you go into your medicine space, that you will wear your crystals and carry them with you. That they will always be part of you and part of your ceremonies and part of your magic. Isn't that beautiful? So you can place your medicine bag around your neck. And we're just going to grounding the energy, anchoring the energy of your crystals toward the grid of your heart. So you feel the connection to Artemis, to the moon, to the harvest, the flowers, the fruit, the trees. You feel the connection to your root chakra, anchoring you in the planet. Feel the connection to people who love you, who want to support you, who see you, who appreciate you. Together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. Feels good. So yeah, do. If you have your 2 pendants, keep one, and then gift one. Gift it to a child in your family, a niece, a nephew, a daughter, a son. Gift it to a neighbor or someone who could really benefit from your vibration and your frequency. Gift it to someone who feels lost in your life, who feels like they haven't found their anchor yet. You'll know who it is. You know what I mean? Don't you know already? Who needs that from you? We know who's not anchored in our lives. And that's the person who needs to receive that from you, is the person who needs that kind of anchoring and grounding. You'll know. Okay. now. Let's release our guides and guardians for tonight. It's so good to be with you. I'll show you my cape. Let's release those guides and guardians who've been attending us so sweetly tonight. Releasing the guides and the guardians of the spirit element and the direction of north, for anchoring us, for connecting us to the spirit realm, to our ancestors, to the grandparents, to our grounding and our stability. We see you in the season ahead of winter. We're not there yet, but we will see you then. And until we reach you, we thank you for your guidance, your protection, your support, your encouragement, your grounding. We release you to the guides and the guardians of the West. Thank you for helping us enter your season tonight. Thank you for helping us connect with deeper emotions, for helping us to cleanse and clear and purify energies that are no longer serving us, helping us to surrender what doesn't belong to us in this moment. We release the guides and the guardians in the South. Thank you for your empowerment and transformation. Thank you for helping us burn through. Thank you for giving us courage and strength to go through this period of transformation. And then thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the East, the air element. Thank you for helping us to see from a new perspective. Thank you for giving us that higher vision in this new beginning, new season. It's just begun, this season of fall. This is the season to gather with the ones that you love, to reconnect with ones who've crossed the veil. This is your season of intuition and insight. And so take advantage of this opportunity now as they open the doorway, as your ancestors come closer. And we give thanks for the season that we begin tonight. Amen. So it is. Amen. So it is. After tonight, we shift. We do. There we go. To Salmon. These are the tools of the season ahead. So soul shifters, this is your cape. I hope you're excited. This is your cape for October. I'm so excited about it. This will be the only jacket I wear all winter long. My students are getting this as part of their toolkit in October. And then the Salmon tools for our next holiday, our next ceremony, you are getting a mask just like this that you will tie and we will all wear to our ball that's happening on November 1st. Isn't that fun? I know. I love a good dress up. So if you haven't seen the tools for Salmon, they are at sagegoddess.com right this very minute. I get to show them to you right now.